hallowed turf to the champions of our past. It is a field of dreams. It's where royalty can mix with rogues, and a place where those dreams can come true as if by magic.
It's Central Park and Rogan Josh, the outside part's got his 11th cup. Rogan Josh has won the cup. John Marshall and Bart Cummings have beaten Central Park.
Welcome to an Australian institution, the Melbourne Cup.
Mate, it's unbelievable. I just won the Melbourne Cup.
From across the country and around the world, they've gathered to claim this nation's greatest prize.
Tareema's after Might and Power and Tareema's they in it. Oh, it's close to Tareema's.
From the fashions on the field to the passion in the stands, this is a day like no other.
Champlain and Jezebel's fighting back on the rails and won the cup.
My family at home on the rivers and my beautiful wife and children home watching. I love you all, and we done it. Woo! Good on you, Chris.
So stand up and cheer, Australia. This is our finest hour.
What a great finish. That is one of the great finishes in Melbourne Cup history.
Today, the race that stops a nation will stop our hearts as well, along with all the colour and emotion that is the world's greatest 2 miles.
Safely's going to win the Melbourne Cup for Darren Beedman and Bart Cummings.
This is the Foster's Melbourne Cup, live and exclusive to Network 10.
Rogan Josh, the outside part's got his 11th cup. Rogan Josh has won the cup.
Good morning everyone and welcome to the heart of Melbourne, Australia's sporting capital, for this our one true national day of sport, Foster's Melbourne Cup Day for the year 2000. Today more than 100,000 people will flock to Flemington Racecourse to be a part of the atmosphere of the Cup and to see the great race itself. And they'll see another strong overseas invasion with no fewer than 4 international horses looking to take away our famous gold 3-handle Loving Cup. But for the local contingent, the owners, the trainers and the jockeys, today could bring the realisation of a dream. But this is about much more than simply a horse race. There are parties going on all over this city at the moment, all over the nation indeed. And here's a lady who loves a party. Sandra Sully, good morning to you.
Thank you. Good morning, Peter. This is Melbourne's Hotel Sofitel, where they're having the regular Melbourne Cup breakfast. It's always a terrific way to start Cup Day by having a glass of bubbly, catching up with the who's who of horse racing before the big day at the track. Well, last night was a big night at the hotel for the annual Variety Club Melbourne Cuppy Ball. It was a fantastic night of dinner, dancing and fun, just the perfect warm-up for today's carnival of colour, fashion and racing. Today we have a cavalcade of stars for you to meet and famous faces to talk to, including Olympic silver medalist Jumping Jai Tareema. Now he'll be dropping by literally, as well as Nova Paris Kneebone, Rob Sitch and some of the cast of the hit new movie The Dish, and we'll be meeting airborne Olympic superstar Nikki Webster. But you know, I think it's about time I had my first glass of bubbly for the day, and we catch up with a man always on the move, Tim Webster, who's already travelling to Flemington. Good morning, Tim.
Sandra, this is the original big day out. Good morning to you and hello everyone. You know, every year the Melbourne Cup Carnival brings out the best in Melbourne. And right now people from here, right around Australia, indeed right around the world, are descending on Flemington Racecourse for one of the icons of Australian sport. If you watched our coverage on Derby Day, you would have seen the best racing, high drama, extraordinary emotion as the day unfolded. And Cup Day, well simply, it's the most important thoroughbred horse race there is for Australians here and overseas. It is the Foster's Melbourne Cup. All the pomp and pageantry will be at Flemington, but in just over 5 hours, our telecast will be seen by people in 160 countries and territories. Cup Day, a day of fun, frivolity, certainly the bizarre, and fashion and style and people showing off in the very best of company. And to take us through all of that, a very stylish lady herself, fashionably late, I understand, but for the very best of reasons. Good morning, Lynn Talbot.
Well, Tim, yes, I am a little late, but these things take time. I'm just getting the finishing touches to this outfit and this stunning hat thanks to Melbourne milliner Louise McDonald, and that's lovely, thank you. And I can't wait to make my way out to Flemington for what promises to be a fabulous day in the fashion stakes. We always see those high-class, glamorous outfits alongside the weird and wacky ones that Melbourne Cup Day has become famous for. Today we'll be meeting 3 more of Melbourne's best loved and up-and-coming fashion designers. We'll also take a look at the Myer Fashions on the Field competition and get some hot tips from some of our celebrity judges on course. And as usual, I'll be making my way around the marquees in the birdcage area and no doubt bumping into some celebrities and special guests. We'll be chatting to some of those throughout the day. I'll also keep you posted on what the party goers of Flemington are doing. And no doubt Tim Bailey is one of them. What are you up to right now, Mr. Bailey?
Thank you, lovely Lenny. You might have noticed that Tibby Webster got the limousine and Tibby Bailey got the mongoose, the scooter. Easy on the legs and fairly easy to park around Flemington. We have backed the first winner of the day. The Blue Sky has lobbed at 15 to 1. Today the forecast, fine and sunnies will be required. 24 glorious degrees. We'll have an easterly breeze. There seriously isn't a cloud in the sky. Now, on the poster it says, "Watch history being made." And Dan Malecki will call the history, and here he is right now.
Thank you very much, Tim, and welcome everyone on a delightful day. Well, it's really a day that's been made in heaven for our great day today. Track is rated good, and it really is hard. It's quite a different story to what it was on Saturday. The rail out from the 1400 to the 600 metres, it's out 3 metres, so it's not a significant move, and the track is good and looks pretty even both sides of the straight 6. The overall penetrometer is 4.33. Inside is 4.25 down the home stretch, and the straight 6, and the outside is 4.27. A beautiful cushion of grass, but it is certainly dry. Eliminate the wet track form. It will have no bearing on today's meeting. It's a perfect, good track rating, so may the best horse win.
Thanks, Dan. Yes, well, I'm down here in the Bookmakers Ring, and on Derby Day, 9 races and no favourites successful. Today doesn't get any easier for the punters, 10 races, and of course the toughest one of all to try and find the winner is the Melbourne Cup. And already a betting sensation. Already a new favourite, Carpstad Way, has shortened in to be equal favourite, in fact, with Freemason at 6 to 1. 7 to 1 Diatribe, 10 to 1 the overseas pair in Zally and Far Cry. And because of this beautiful fine weather, Behemoth has also shortened a couple of points to 12 to 1. But the news from the Bookmakers Ring is that already we have a new favourite in Carpstad Way. Mark Aston's going to be out in the mounting yard where all the winners will be. Mark, how's it looking out the front of the stand?
Oh, good morning, Tim, and good morning to everyone around Australia. I love being down here in the mounting yard for 2 key reasons. The first is you get an opportunity to pick up some late mail, some late information as the owners, trainers and also the jockeys congregate and communicate prior to any given race, and they'll do that 10 times today. And of course the big one is the Foster's Melbourne Cup. The other reason, folks, is have a look at that. You get a great opportunity to have a look at this wonderful structure. It is the new grandstand. It's worth $45 million. It holds 10,000 people. It was officially opened on Saturday. It was a wonderful success, and Pete Donegan, it's a great place to watch the Foster's Melbourne Cup.
It certainly is, Mark Aston. Yes, and I can tell you that the train service is very efficient from Flinders Street Station here to Flemington. Made it in record time, and looking forward to a great day. And yesterday in the city there was the Melbourne Cup Parade, which of course is so much a part of Cup Week. Derby Day starts it all off, but the Cup Parade, some of the champions of years gone past, including Vintage Crop and R1 were there. And there is the mighty horse Vintage Crop, who came here in 1993 and took our cup. And he looked a picture yesterday too. There's Saintly, who won the Cup 4 years ago, and it really was a great day in the city yesterday, enjoyed by all of the people who were there. Well, today's program of racing, it all gets underway fairly shortly. In fact, an early start, 10:30 for the Harvey Norman Hurdle. Then we go through to the Schweppes 1000, the Great Western traditional lead up, the Foster's Melbourne Cup at 3:20, and then the Hong Kong Jockey Club Plate at 4:45. And joining the throng here at Flemington this morning, where else would they be? It's our greatest day in sport throughout the year. Jenny Chapman, Richard Friedman, John Letts, good morning to you.
Good morning, and what a morning, Pete. It is beautiful, isn't it?
Fantastic day. We couldn't have ordered a better one, Jen, and I think we're going to have a record crowd today.
Well, I'd say so. I mean, everything is absolutely perfect out here at Flemington, and we're really looking forward to the day. It's going to be a great race.
Tim Gossage has already reported, Rich, that Carpstad Way's been heavily supported, and no doubt that is due to the improving state of the track.
The track has held up marvellously well over the first day of racing and into the second day. I thought it would deteriorate a lot more, but I have to say it's holding up brilliantly for a track that is well worn at the moment.
Letsy, you have won this race twice. You've been on the biggest stage in racing, but it still must be a thrill for you to get out there with Banjo in front of this many people.
Pete, the thrill is after the race to see the emotions of the jockeys, which is just something that you capture and it just lives with you forever. And, you know, as we did see on a couple of the clips earlier with Chrissy Muntz and Damien Oliver, champion jockeys have won big races, but nothing like a Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, I think that moment with Damien Oliver, when it dawned on him that he'd won the Melbourne Cup, was one of the great moments in sporting television. I'm going to put you through to work in a minute because I don't want to scratch all these horses, so I might get you to help me out. Let's go through the scratchings for today's program, starting off with the Harvey Norman Hurdle at 10:30. And you can take out here 12, 16 and 17. There are no riding changes, a field of 14 to run. Now, Jen, I'll give you the easy one, race 2.
Race 2? Thanks, Peter. No
That's
scratchings
okay.
at all. 8 runners there.
Rich, you do race 3, please.
I'll do that for you. Race 3, take out number 6, Bajette, and the change of rider on number 10 is Stephen Bastard. There'll be 13 runners.
Let's see, do you feel confident that you can do this?
I can do this quite easily, Pete. Number 3, Cradle Snatcher, is scratched out of race 3 along with number 9, Pareto, and number 12, Emotional Success, and number 18 will be ridden by Jason Patton, and number 19 by Larry Cassidy.
He's doing this too well, so I think I'll take race 5. And the 5th event on the card is the Anderson Consulting Plate. 2 Tobruk, 5 Maltese Edition and 9 Slalom come out. Rider for number 18 is Swanette G. Boss, and rider for 19, Kerrig, is Ace Batiri. Race 6 on the card, the Schweppes 1000. Take out here number 4, Secret Remedy, 9, Omaru Force, and 17, Liberty Lad. No riding changes, 14 to run. Jen, race 7.
Race 7 is the Great Western, and you take out number 17, the Baggy Green, and no rider changes, 16 runners.
Now, because you've had such an affinity with the Melbourne Cup, Rich, you can do the big one.
Number 19, Majestic Avenue, is the only scratching out of the Cup, and number 23 will be ridden by Luke Curry, and that is Maguire.
Yes, it is. So we've got 23 running. Race 9, Letsy.
Race 9, the Superfect Sprint. There is 2 scratchings. Number 5, St Christophe. Number 18, Malachite.
Yeah, pretty close.
Malachite.
Yeah.
Malachite, yes. Very small, that printing over there, Peter. And
so
number 4 will be ridden by Michael Barlow, which is Mr Bombastic.
So we've got a field of 16. And then in the last event, the scratchings from the final race are numbers 5, 11, 15 and 17. Betty Veer, Chaverny, Planet King and Wajib Star. No riding changes and a field of 13 to run. Now we're going to have a look at the totes for the first race, the Harvey Norman Hurdle. What do you like in this, Jen?
Well, Peter, I like number 3, Vermonti, trained by Robert Smurden. He's a very versatile type of hurdler and steeplechaser, and I think his form is good enough to win this.
Rich, what did you go for?
I've gone for number 5, Camargo, trained by the champion trainer Jim Houlihan, and I always want to bet on his in a jumping race.
Let's see.
I like number 11 in this, Peter. Owned by the Inghams, a horse called Sound. He won at Cheltenham in Adelaide a couple of weeks ago, and the week before that was third emergency in the Herbert Power and didn't get a run.
So he's come up 7:30. I've gone with Richard. I like Camargo in the first, and there you see the tote figures. Now to the big one, the Foster's Melbourne Cup. And we're going to have a look at the figures here. Now, can you see any value? $12 for Far Cry, Jen?
I think that's pretty good value, Peter, for sure. $12.60 there.
Interesting, the Diatribe, Rich, has come up favourite on the tote.
He's favourite on the tote at $5.90, but I think that's going to be better value in the ring.
Carpstad Way, $8.
Yeah, Freemason way over the odds at $9.80 as we go onto the second page. Coco Cabana in the betting there at $17. Yippee-I-O's come up short enough, probably because of his name, Letsy.
Well, he's a popular horse all around Australia, Pete, because of his name.
That's too short.
And D. Beedman also will help.
OK, Bohemia, $13.30, also well in contention as we go over the page. And, of course, the scratching of Majestic Avenue, which is number 19. It's not running in the race. And down to the bottom one, Brew, which has got a good each-way chance. So there you have them, and look at those pools already. $6 million and $5 million. And there is the trophy that they'll be running for. A magnificent 3-handle gold loving cup, the Foster's Melbourne Cup for the year 2000, going to the Lucky Connections. Well, it's time now to head to our first break on Melbourne Cup Day for the year 2000. As we do, the lucky numbers from Milton Black. Good luck, everyone. We'll be back shortly to hopefully find you the winner of the Foster's Melbourne Cup.
Searching places to find a piece of something to call mine. A piece of something to call mine. Coming closer to you. Ran along many moors, walked through many.
Flemington will be shining today on her great day, Foster's Melbourne Cup Day for the year 2000, wherever you're watching around Australia. Hope you're enjoying it. And we are around about 5 hours away now from the great race itself, the Foster's Melbourne Cup. And if you want to keep in contact with us throughout the day, don't forget that you can by jumping on the email, and the address is thecup@network10.com.au. Had a great response from you all around the world on Saturday, and look forward to hearing from you on our great day, Foster's Melbourne Cup Day. Speaking of the big race itself, it's time to preview the race now, and the first of the overseas raiders is Enzeli number 1, to be ridden by Greg Hall, comes out of barrier number 5. And don't forget, those barriers have changed with the scratching of Majestic Avenue. So Enzeli now gate number 5. Recent performances, Jen, very good, and this horse looks a good stayer.
Well, he is a very well-performed import, this fellow. I think the distance is absolutely no problem to him. My concern, Peter, in the Doncaster Cup, he did get to the front early and then he started to wobble around a little bit. He gets a little bit lost in front. He does wear the blinkers and gets his head up a bit, so that's my concern.
This is his performance in the Ascot Gold Cup of 1999,
yes.
And he's beaten some very good stayers here.
Well, he has, and then, of course, he ran in it again this year as well, and he just held his ground there. I was a little disappointed with him there, but, of course, that is a lot further. That's 4,000 metres.
He's going to like the good surface today. Down to number 2, Far Cry, and this horse, trained by Martin Pipe, is to be ridden by Kevin Darley, a gentleman with a big reputation. He's into gate number 9 now. What do you make of his recent performances, Rich?
Well, he's been a fantastic racehorse. He's won the Goodwood. He ran second in the Goodwood Cup there, and he's had a few starts over hurdles. He's had 7 tries at the distance or further, and he's been placed in 6 of them. So he's really a top-class stayer from England. Kevin Darley's a leading rider in England now, and he's a champion jockey. And Martin Pipe, he's a freakish trainer in England, enormous number of winners, and I think the horse has got a great chance. Shortly
we'll be taking a look at his second in the Ascot Gold Cup, but first of all, the facts and figures on number 3, and that is Arctic Owl. David Harrison rode in this race last year on Travel Mate, trained by James Fanshawe. Not a good gate at barrier number 20. Recent performances read like this, with a win in the Irish St Ledger at its last start. Let's have a look at the Ascot Gold Cup from this year, and we can see Far Cry in the gold colours running second. Arctic Owl in the yellow colours running third. Talk, Letsy, yeah. Whatever you like.
I'm just trying to pick him up, Pete, there on the monitor. This horse, he's won over the distance, Peter. He's had 4 starts over it, one over it once, and ran 2 seconds and a third, so he must come into the race. David Harrison actually rode this horse 3 years ago and won a maiden on him. And here he is riding him in the Melbourne Cup. So it might be a little bit of history, might repeat itself, but barrier 21 and 56.5, I just find that the weight is the thing I think might beat him.
Now to the locals. Number 4, Diatribe, looking to become the 11th horse to win the Caulfield Melbourne Cups double. George Hanlon has already trained 3 Melbourne Cup winners. Jimmy Cassidy's ridden a couple. Can't fault his form, Jen.
Not at all, Peter, and he's probably got the class in the race. Whether or not he stays the full 3,200, we'll have to wait and see, but is going into this race very, very fit, and a very, very good chance as well.
Glorious ride in the Caulfield Cup by Jimmy Cassidy. There he is in the black colours, getting through near the inside. The one query I have with him is 3,200 metres.
Yes, yeah, that's the only little query with him, Peter, but as far as class goes, he's definitely got it. And, of course, he wasn't disgraced after this run in the Cox Plate behind Sunline.
And Freemason, who we're going to come to shortly, was also running home nicely at the end of the Caulfield Cup. Jimmy Cassidy will he be holding the whip up today. Down to number 5, Freemason, the horse that we were talking about. Larry Cassidy, the rider, barrier number 2, Be a great training performance by John Hawkes if this horse can win. And Rich, the run in the McKinnon Stakes went fourth on Saturday was a bottler.
Well, he's had the old-time handicapper's preparation. He's had the good run in the Caulfield Cup where he ran fourth, and then in the McKinnon Stakes, which is a traditional lead-up, he ran fourth again. You see him here in the all-cerise colours, starting to weave his way between runners, and he'll poke his head into the frame towards the end of this race, just grinding home like a good old stayer should. I think he's got that good Caulfield Cup form line through him. I think he's had the right preparation. He will stay the trip. Barrier 2 and a weight of 53 kilos is not too much weight. He's just running into fourth place there in the all-cerise colours, just grinding home. And I tell you what, he deserves his place at the tops of the market there because he is a strong stayer and will run well.
Down to number 6, and that is Lightning Arrow. The Godolphin horses making another assault. This is the lone runner after a couple of horses went amiss. Saeed Bin Saror, the trainer. Frankie Dettori takes the ride back again. He's run runner-up in his past 3 performances, and I think they're hopeful but not confident, Johnny Letts.
Peter, I think this horse has got a good chance. I didn't put him in much. He's a bit of an outsider in the betting, but Frankie Dettori ran second in it last year. I can see Lightning Arrow going forward today and just about leading, and he might give him something to chase. Second
coming, number 7, won the Derby here 3 years ago. Then the horse went through a bit of a bad patch, but he's really bounced back with some good performances in the Cups in New Zealand. One of Michael Moroney's 3 runners, Jen.
He got out wide and ran on quite well there in the Caulfield Cup, Peter, and he's had 3 runs back in so far this campaign. He's going to strip a fitter horse. The distance isn't a problem for him. I just don't know that he's going that well.
I'm going to need my running shoes on if Coco Cabana wins the Foster's Melbourne Cup, because I'll be chasing Gay Waterhouse all over the mounting yard. She will be a delighted lady. Barrier number 21, Chrissy Muntz, has already won a Melbourne Cup. Was finding the line okay the other day, Rich?
Yeah, she ground home pretty well in the McKinnon Stakes on Saturday. Before that was a dreadful run in the Caulfield Cup, finished tailed off. Chris Muntz is back on her now, and I think he rides her best and she runs best for Chris Muntz. I give her an outside chance. Barrier 22 won't help her.
The horse that they've really come for is Carpstad Way, number 9, and principally because of the good surface, Damien Oliver on its back, and the great run in the Caulfield Cup. Good luck to Chris Wood. Comes out of the winningest barrier in Melbourne Cup history, barrier number 11. That second in the Caulfield Cup was simply an outstanding performance, Johnny Letts.
It was, Pete. When you look at the splits for the last 600 metres, 34 seconds, and Carpstad Way, look at him there on the corner, and he's just rattled home, and I don't think the distance will worry him. He's definitely the horse to beat.
Worth another look at this Caulfield Cup. That's second coming on the outside of Carpstad Way, by the way, so just keep an eye on a couple of these other horses. But look at Carpstad Way once he gets into the clear.
He had the bullet, didn't he?
He did, and look at him lengthen here over the last 200 metres. His breeding would suggest he might find the 2 miles a bit hard, but he doesn't know that his father's Carpstad, does he?
No, he doesn't. And Pete, you notice that the winner and the second horse, they only really sprinted the last 400 metres, these 2 horses, so if they can have a nice cushy run today, both those horses, they're going to be right in again today.
OK, there you go. We've got the first 9 horses down. We'll preview more of the Melbourne Cup field shortly. They're on their way up to the gates for the Harvey Norman Hurdle, so we'll take a break from Flemington and be back with the runners in the opening race bright and early here on Foster's Melbourne Cup Day of 2000. Line taking pretty good shape here for the opening race on Foster's Melbourne Cup Day 2000. Vermont the favourite at $4.40 on Super Tap. Chances given to Camargo number 5, Lesbos Ruler number 6, number 8 Piermont is also in the betting, as too is number 11 Sound. They've lined in pretty quickly, almost ready to jump away in the first of 10. Up to the commentary box, Dan Malicki. But first of all, quick thoughts from Gary Willits. Gentlemen, good morning to you once again.
Yes, good morning, Peter. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, well, I like the 3, the 6 and the 8 in this, Peter. I thought they looked very good going. Great start. This is a great field, and you've got the 5 jumps in the straight here, then the long run round the corner. They're just about all in. 1 to go, Dan.
Same start as the Melbourne Cup. Last one up is Onslaught, and they're set for the first. Track rated good. The Harvey Norman Hurdle over 3,200 metres. They jumped 13 obstacles. All locked away. Favourite is Vermont, number 3, from 5 Camargo on the tote. Brilliant day, beautiful sunshine, it's warming up. Expected to be in the mid-20s. Big crowd already.
Dan, I reckon this crowd's bigger than what I saw Saturday from where we are now.
Oh, no doubt.
92,000 that day, so what it is now, it'll be nearly 100 already.
And Lesbos Ruler, there's an attendant in with, and Sound was out of the gates. Lesbos Ruler went up with the blindfold on. He obviously gets a bit claustrophobic in the gates. Les Vosruler. Sound ready. The all-cerise colours of John Hawkes racing in the first on Melbourne Cup Day. And Taylor's Bridge, one of the first to appear. Vermont may have been just a little bit slow to begin as they approached the first of 5 hurdles down the home stretch the first time. Onslaught working across the face of the field with Les Vosruler to take up the running. Just in behind those runners are Piermont and also Taylor's Bridge. And then back on the fence would be Gilligan from Hibernian Prince. Vermont's allowed to drift right back with Preludes and also Prince Lemire, and Camargo's back about 4th last. Running onto the course proper, the third obstacle coming up, and it's Onslaught the leader. From Colorado Ring and Les Vosruler, Sound has now moved into 4th position. And then came Piermont. Hibernian Prince is wide out. Gilligan tucked away on the inside of Salad Touch. And then came Camargo as they jumped the next one. Taylor's Bridge drifting back after initially jumping out of the gates well. And then Bright Spots, Prelude, Vermont, and 3 lengths to Prince Lemire. Down to the 5th hurdle, almost directly in front of the winning post. And Les Vosruler tried to out-jump one then. Gilligan's taken a heavy tumble back in the field. Gilligan's come down, and Camargo, one of the favourites, has gone over the top. So it's Gilligan and Camargo, both jockeys on the ground, just metres from the winning post. Both horses got up to their feet. Swinging out of the straight, they've got 2,000 metres left to travel. And the leader is Les Vosruler, takes up the running by a length. Second Onslaught, third Colorado Ring. Now Onslaught left the rail, so going through Salad Touch and now making a move was Sound. Sound now goes up into 2nd position. Hibernian Prince to 5th and Salad Touch is 6th. Piermont wide out around Preludes. Then came Taylor's Bridge a length further back to Vermont, and then Bright Spot, and 3 lengths away Prince Lemire. At the jump of the 1,700 metres now, Sound, he dipped on landing but drew a half a length in front of Les Vosruler. A length away third Colorado Ring. In 4th position now was Hibernian Prince, and then Onslaught over on the rails. A length further back to Preludes. A little wider out was Piermont, taking closer order from Salad Touch. Next Vermont, only about 8 lengths off the lead, then Taylor's Bridge. About 2 lengths further back than the Bright Spot as they work their way to the back, and another 2 lengths away Prince Lemire. And they go towards the 1,200 metres now, and it's Sound in front by nearly a length to Les Vosruler. Putting in a challenge, Hibernian Prince out wide on the track. Colorado Ring in the centre, and they're 2.5 lengths clear of Preludes to 5th. 6th is Onslaught. Piermont's been wide most of the trip, and then Vermont. Salad Touch back on the rails, 2.5 lengths away Taylor's Bridge, and then came Bright Spot, and about 6 lengths away Prince Lemire. 1,100 metres left to travel, and on the outside going to a slender lead was Hibernian Prince now from Sound. 3 lengths to Les Vosruler. Preludes is giving chase, and then Colorado Ring. Next on the outside, Vermont starting to pick up some ground. It's about 6 lengths off the lead as they make their way up towards the home turn. With about 600 metres to travel, Hibernian Prince led by a length. Sound second, 3 lengths away. Vermont still closing, and it's on the outside of Preludes, and then Les Vosruler back on the rails. Swinging into the straight, they've got 2 jumps to get over now. 500 to run. Hibernian Prince 3 in front. Preludes giving chase. Les Vosruler and Vermont down the outside. Hibernian Prince has been collared by Vermont and Preludes. 3 lengths away then on the inside, Les Vosruler. 1 hurdle to get over. Vermont out wide joining in. He put his nose in front of Hibernian Prince, but Preludes is coming again. In the middle, Preludes, Vermont the outside, and Hibernian Prince. It's Preludes taking a narrow lead with 100 to go. Draws clear of his stablemate Hibernian Prince, and Preludes wins it. Preludes by a half a length to Hibernian Prince. Third home was Vermont, a good long gap, Les Vosruler, then Onslaught and Sound, Bright Spot, Taylor's Bridge, Piermont, then Salad Touch, Colorado Ring, and Prince Lemire always at the tail of the field. The 2 horses that fell got up to their feet pretty quickly. They were Camargo and Gilligan, and one of the riders,
Rochelle Lockett, I think, has been put in the ambulance.
Placed on the stretcher and about to be put into the ambulance, and the other jockey was Craig Durden, which fell.
Yes, I saw Craig get up. I think he might have been badly winded. It's hard to tell from here, but Rochelle's, I can see her moving the legs and that, and hopefully she's okay. They ran a terrific time, Dan. Ran 3:28.